Yeah, what's poppin'? It's your boy Bang, or it's your homie Bang, rather. Back with another motherfucking quick note. Hey y'all, so I know sometime I'll be going back looking at my videos and noticing sometime I'll be having a hard time getting words out or speaking, or my throat might start getting irritated. So that just so y'all know, that's them negative entities trying to keep me from speaking the truth on here, trying to stop me from speaking my truth and sharing information. So uh, I kind of already spoke on not kind of, but I have spoke on being put under a spell work and black magic and shit before, and how people still do that to this day. And so you never can tell what days did somebody send a negative energy towards you. So you know, bear with me if I start wandering off a little bit as I'm trying to speak, because I could be getting fucked with. But let's go. This is part 16, uh, image and our addiction to it. And I know that I've been going through a lot of stuff for school and all that, but I just wanted to get to where all this idea of image stems from, where it started to create itself from. And that's it starts at that uh, ambition stage. And so when we go through the ambitious stage, we begin to learn all this stuff, in grade school, as far as in the beginning when we first going into grade school, and I know I talked about grade school already, but just to go flashback real quick, sitting in those chairs, in them in formation, going to lunch in formation, how we the bells signal a change in some particular way in school, and so we know when we hear a bell, it's something changes, So we learn all that in grade school. That's the basic of it, formulating our mind, molding our minds into this group mentality, or herd mentality. And so middle school, you get there, and like I said, you go through a lot of different things, as far as being, at the age of, 10, 11, and 12. It's a different thing from going from being the oldest in the school and the biggest to being now again the youngest in the school in middle school when you first get there. And so when you go through that process, and I didn't know much about it because I couldn't remember, I'm getting a lot of memory back from all the shit I've been through in my life, and, since I've been clear of a lot of shit I used to do. So it gradually come back, but I'm like, damn, I didn't know too much about the school system and shit, and how they did shit. And the last videos, I was just basically like, the basic shit. So I'm like, let me do a little research and see what the fuck they, what's the ordeal with the public schools, because I told you some of the shit about the the private schools and how they what curricular they teach their kids. And they teach them, I'm pretty sure more than what I said, but that was just like the basic of 14 basic things that they teach kids outside of the ordinary box. And so high school, they say they start prepping kids for college in middle school. Man, they say like as soon as middle school, kids are encouraged to get involved in community and different clubs, volunteering, after school activities, making a activity resume. And say by 8th grade, being committed to a club and having years in the club. So they say as soon as middle school, the kids are encouraged to start building an activity resume. You know what I'm saying? And being involved in different community activities, and volunteering for like different uh, non-profits and shit like that, and joining clubs, like I was saying, in one of the prior videos. And so then they saying like in middle school they got different classes. They got regular classes and they got classes called honors and classes called AP. So they AP courses, and AP courses stand for advanced placement courses. And then it's a they told to take up told to make an activities resume, do all that. Then they saying they told to take honors courses and AP courses. And then, like I told you, the AP courses is advanced placement courses. Then they encouraged to take up a foreign language by 8th grade. And then 4 years of English, 4 years of science, 4 years of social studies, 4 years of math, and then to make a 4-year plan by 8th grade for high school. So this is some of the things that they start trying to, they telling the kids, they encouraging them to do in order to get into a good college and preparing for college. And so that brings a certain amount of pressure on the kids right there at that age of 10, 11, 12, and 13, I believe. And it's sad that I don't know them by heart, but yeah. It's crazy when you do a lot of shit and your mind be scatterbrained. And so, yeah, 10, 11, yeah. No, 11, 12, and 13. So 11, 12, and 13, you in middle school, and you getting these pressures already. So sports and shit like that, encourage you to do that. And then they encourage you to take the hardest classes and join different student organizations. And this is where shit start forming it right here in middle school. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, like in grade school, the kids have their little circle group of the kids they like. So when they go to recess, they play with those kids mainly, unless the teacher make all of them get involved with each other, right? But when they're able to go play and wander out by themselves, of course the kids probably got certain groups. They start picking certain groups at their young age already in grade school. So that start building that mindset of having a circle or having a group. And so at elementary we already built that. We start building that or creating that train of thought already as being in a group. So now middle school, when they're telling you to join all these different activities, volunteering for the different groups and organizations, and joining all these different clubs. These are all different groups. You see what I mean? So now we starting to get into, like I said, the herd thinking. Start to get outside of the self and more a group type of thinking. And so this is where the acceptance part really start kicking in, wanting to be accepted, because you got all these pressures. Everybody else are doing these things, joining these clubs and all this, and you want to be accepted too. Is that need to be accepted and want to be a part of. If not only want to be accepted, is want to be a part of something. You know what I mean? Outside of your family group, outside of home, you might be having issues at home. A lot of kids do have issues at home. And so school is the getaway, so they can go there and have their own set of people that they can, actually identify with and be able to actually have a conversation with and understand each other. And so that's their getaway, And so when you start having that group setting, and that start to get familiar to you, so now that's that frame a train of thought. We start to build that, start to mold in our mental, you know. And so summer activities, summer school, they encourage you to take summer school, take summer college classes, or take online college courses, uh, other than contest. Uh, enter scholarship contests. So they encourage to enter scholarship contests. So I guess they mean in college scholarship contests and other contests, research projects, get a job or internship, work at a summer camp, encouraged to get into politics. See, and that's the start of politics in middle school. So that's where politics kick in at. So now we get into the politics. Volunteer to help a politician in their campaign. They said they encouraged to start up summer businesses and to prep for the SATs and the ACT tests, and to travel internationally and write essays. And so in middle school, and like I said, that's 11, 12, and 13 years old, you're in middle school, so you starting to get all these things coming your way already. And they say, I heard a lot of people when I look at some videos and shit, and teachers, they don't encourage that pressure on middle students, you know, because they think at that age it's more important things, you know, that need to be learned before then, and so they don't encourage it. But by 8th grade, they are starting to, you know, say, well, you know, now it's time to really start thinking about getting some of the, if you want to be advanced and being chosen over other students to get into college. And see, there's that competition part of the thing too. Well, if you want to get into college and be chosen out of so many other students, you got to, you know, excel higher than the other students. So that competition frame of thought starts to kick in too now. You know what I mean? It's the competition, the group setting, the group mentality, all that shit starting to kick in middle school at 11, 12, and 13. And so when you get into these groups like that though, you're around these people so much that, of course, personal issues and things like that come out. And so for kids at that particular age, everybody's family ain't doing as good as others. And so like me, you know, I got teased for, you know, clothes that I used to wear that weren't, you know, as popular as all the other kids, or it might have been old looking, because, you know, my she came from the thrift store. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless the beginning of the year when you get them first 3-4 pair of pants and 3-4 shirts, drawers and socks, nigga. Other than that, most of the time, Archie came from the thrift store. And so, seeing, and you know, the shoes I wasn't wearing the best shoes either. You know, she came from Kmart or, you know, some store like that. I remember them motherfuckers was so hard, you used to be able to skate on them motherfuckers. Some of them mugs, when we first started getting shoes, like, whoo, that's hard plastic, boy, that hard plastic. It's like the Walmart shoes, them hard plastic shoes, man. But yeah, so anyway, so you know, the peer pressure, then you got that peer pressure that's coming down on you at 11, 12, and 13, because all the other kids got their own certain identity, their own style, they learning their identity too though, you know what I'm saying? So everybody is trying to create their own style, and you got all these different fucking attitudes and shit going on. And so, of course, it's competition. Everybody's competing, even though they're in group setting and in these clubs and all that. Who's gonna excel? Who's gonna be more who gonna excel first, or who gonna be more advanced, or who gonna be the team, or the captain of the team? Who gonna be the student president? You know, shit like that. So you fighting. It's always a competition already in middle school. And all this gonna make sense to you if you bear with me, man, and watch these videos. Whoever stumble up on these videos and watch them, this kind of go watch all of them and try to get an understanding of where I'm trying to go with this at. I had to go all the way back and go so in depth like this because it's therapy. It's therapy for me, and you know, if I can go and share this while I'm going through my therapy too, you know, it's gonna help somebody else. I'm sure. If not, it's gonna help me. And so at this time, you going through all these classes and shit, and you know, remember kids could be cruel. Y'all know that. Kids are bullies. Kids could be mean. You know what I'm saying? Because we still learning our morality. You know what I'm saying? You know, and humanity. We don't know nothing about that. You know, it's all about the id still. And so, ego is just developing. You know what I'm saying? Our character, and so our personality is being molded. You know what I mean? Strengthening in certain areas and in certain things like that. Puberty. And so, you know, these things is pressures on kids at that age, 11, 12, and 13.